Here, on the banks of the River Seine, a new kind of human habitat is taking shape. It is the year 1600. The city of Paris is stirring. It is a vast, sprawling organism, the largest in all of Europe. Nearly 500,000 souls live here, their lives packed tightly together. This is a place of immense energy and constant movement. It is the very heart of the French kingdom, and the power of its monarch, the king, can be felt in every street and every square. The city breathes with a rhythm of order and remarkable control, a design imposed from the very top. But this great city is a world of contrasts. For every grand boulevard, there are a dozen narrow, darkened alleyways. For every nobleman in his carriage, there are 1,000 people walking on foot, their faces etched with the concerns of the day. The story of Paris in this century, from 1600 to 1700, is one of immense ambition. It is a story of how a powerful state attempted to tame the wild, chaotic nature of a metropolis. It sought to feed its people, to inspire them with art, and to control their every move. And so, we must look closer. We must observe the different forces at work within this complex environment. Power flows from the royal court like a river, shaping the landscape and the lives of all who dwell here. It is a system designed for stability, for grandeur, and for absolute authority. This system brings with it great triumphs of planning and culture, achievements that would echo across the continent for centuries to come. It created a city that was the envy of the world, a beacon of civilization and sophistication. Yet, as with any ecosystem under immense pressure, there are consequences. The order that was so carefully constructed came at a significant cost. For many of its inhabitants, life was a daily struggle for survival. The control that provided stability for some meant a lack of freedom for others. To truly understand this magnificent, troubled city, we must examine both its brilliant surface and the darker currents that flowed just beneath. We must see the power, the bread, and the price of control. That is where our story begins. In this vast human ecosystem, one force is dominant: the power of the state. The king's government extends its reach into almost every aspect of Parisian life. This is not an organism left to chance. It is managed. One of the greatest challenges for any city of this size is feeding its population. The Crown understands this simple, biological fact. A hungry city is an unstable city, and so a complex network of officials and regulations is established. Their task is to ensure a constant, reliable flow of grain and flour into the city's hungry heart. This system of food management is a remarkable feat of organization. Royal agents monitor the harvest in the countryside. They oversee the transport of grain along rivers and roads. They watch the markets to prevent hoarding and to keep the price of bread from rising too quickly. When the system works, it provides a crucial buffer against the chaos of famine. It allows this enormous population to persist. This centralized control brings a measure of predictability to daily life that is rare in the world at this time. It is the steady hand of the monarchy, felt in the most basic of needs, the daily loaf of bread. Beyond food, the administration of the city becomes more formal, more ordered. A new position is created, the Lieutenant General of Police. This is not just about catching criminals. It is about bringing order to the urban wilderness. This office is responsible for street cleaning, for lighting the main thoroughfares with lanterns at night, and for regulating the city's many markets. Rules are written down, and officials are appointed to enforce them. The city is being tamed section by section, its chaotic energies channeled into a more predictable pattern. This drive for administrative control demonstrates a fundamental belief of the era. The belief is that a city, like a kingdom, can be understood and managed from the center. It is a grand experiment in social engineering. The king and his ministers act as the architects of this urban society, attempting to design a system that is efficient, stable, and, above all, obedient to their will. The effects are visible everywhere, from the price of food in the marketplace to the lanterns that push back the darkness of the night. It is a testament to the growing power of the absolute monarchy. Well, you can see how deliberate it all is. The very shape of the city is being transformed to reflect the new order. The old medieval warren of tangled streets is giving way to something new. Kings and their ministers begin to think of Paris as a single, unified space that can be designed and controlled. They begin to carve grand, straight boulevards through the dense urban fabric. They create monumental public squares like the Place des Vosges, Place Vendôme. These are not just open spaces. They are carefully designed outdoor rooms framed by elegant, uniform facades. They are expressions of order, rationality, royal power made manifest in stone. These new urban spaces serve a clear purpose. They are designed for spectacle, for control. The wide avenues are perfect for military parades, royal processions, allowing the king to display his power to the people. They also make it easier for troops to move through the city in times of unrest. The grandeur of the architecture is intended to inspire awe and respect from the humble Parisian to the visiting foreign dignitary. The city is becoming a theater, and the monarchy is its principal actor. Every building, every square is part of the set. However, this grand design reveals another, deeper truth about the city. It is a habitat starkly divided. The wealthy nobility, the rising bourgeoisie, live in magnificent private homes, known as hôtels particuliers, in fashionable districts like the Marais. Here they enjoy space-light luxury, hidden away in private courtyards. Their lives are worlds apart from the vast majority of the city's population. The power and wealth of the elite are written into the very architecture of their neighborhoods, creating a landscape of privilege. In stark contrast, the poor are packed into crowded, unsanitary tenements in ancient, decaying neighborhoods. Entire families might live in a single dark room. The streets here are narrow, muddy, filled with waste. There is no grand design, only the organic, chaotic growth of centuries. The physical separation between the rich and the poor is absolute. While one part of Paris was being rebuilt as a monument to order and light, another part remained a labyrinth of poverty and darkness. The city was, in reality, two cities, existing side by side with a vast, unbridgeable gulf between them. This carefully managed ecosystem is more fragile than it appears. The greatest threat is a simple one: hunger. Bread is the fuel that keeps the city running. For the poorest Parisians, it makes up the vast majority of their diet. When the grain harvest fails or supplies are disrupted, the price of bread can soar. For a family living on the edge of survival, a small increase can mean the difference between eating and starving. The fear of hunger is a constant, low-level hum beneath the surface of city life. It is the primary vulnerability of this great organism. When that fear turns to panic, the city's order can break down with startling speed. Crowds of desperate men and women gather in the markets. They protest the high prices and accuse merchants of hoarding grain. These gatherings can quickly erupt into riots. Bakeries are looted. Officials are threatened. For brief violent moments, the authority of the state evaporates. These bread riots are a recurring feature of life in 17th century Paris. They are a raw, primal cry from the city's gut, a reminder that the social contract is built on the promise of a full stomach. The state's response to any form of disorder, be it a bread riot or a dissenting opinion, is swift and severe. The system of control extends to the realm of ideas and beliefs. A powerful apparatus of censorship monitors everything that is printed. Books deemed dangerous or critical of the king or the church are banned and burned. Authors and printers can be imprisoned in the Bastille. Speaking out against the established order is a perilous act. The public sphere is quiet, not because everyone is content, but because the cost of dissent is too high. And so we see the final complex picture of this great city. It is a place of extraordinary achievement and profound inequality. The centralization of power brought a new level of order, security, and cultural brilliance. It created a city that was, in many ways, the model for the modern world. But this stability was purchased at a great price. It was paid for with the hunger of the poor, the persecution of religious minorities like the Protestants, and the suppression of political freedom. The peace of Paris was the peace of an iron grip. It was a magnificent but deeply constrained world, one whose internal pressures would continue to build for another century.